Hey everybody, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. So for a while we've been very interested to see who Daniel Dubois is going to fight, and everybody has been, pretty much thinking that it was going to be Alexander Usyk, even though many of us didn't really want to see that fight. Many of us thought that Joe Parker deserves the title shot. And then of course, lo and behold, the WBO has said, you've got 30 days, Mr. Usyk, to make a deal with Mr. Parker, or, so they're calling for their mandatory. And I think many of us are very pleased about that. I am, for sure. I think Joe Parker deserves a title fight. And as I've said before, most importantly for me, is I actually want to see Alexander Usyk fight fresh faces. I mean, Usyk doesn't have long left on his career. He said he's only going to have 2 more fights. And so, for me, I'd like to see Parker and Caballel, for example. And I know that Daniel Dubois is the IBF title holder. And I'm just wondering, if Derek Chisora has a role to play in all this. Let me explain. Chisora has said that he wants to fight Alexander Usyk as one of his, or I guess it's supposed to be, his very last fight. And some people are arguing that, well, Chisora did the best of any of the heavyweight people that Usyk has fought. Some other people have said, well, Chisora should fight, Dillian Whyte for a trilogy. And other people, like me, have said, really, Derek, please, just retire. You've got 49 fights. Do you really, really need that 50th fight? I'm thinking of it from the perspective of injury, right? I mean, already we see certain fighters who are showing signs of, if not cognitive deterioration, speech impediments that they previously didn't have, which is indicia of there being some cognitive decline, and getting whacked in the head certainly doesn't help, right? But, the little things inside my brain were thinking the other day when I was looking at the IBF ratings. And I was thinking, so if Usyk, who would like, I'm sure, to have an undisputed fight with Dubois, if that's not on the table because he doesn't want to relinquish the WBO, Usyk will go off and fight Parker. It's what the fans want to see. It's a fresh face. It gives Parker that, much deserved opportunity. Where does it leave Dubois? Now, the obvious choice for a big money fight would be to get Anthony Joshua to fight Daniel Dubois. They had a rematch clause in place. But as I mentioned yesterday, I think AJ is really just holding out for that big fight with Fury. And I think that even die-hard AJ fans would say his chances against Dubois are limited. Dubois would be a very tough road to travel. And if he lost against Dubois a second time, well, that might even just make the Fury fight then just moot, right? People are not going to be super interested. And so I was thinking, Dubois and Usyk maybe doesn't take place. Chisora is a popular figure in the UK. He's number 2 on the IBF rankings. There is no number 1. So you've got Daniel Dubois, the IBF champion, Derek Chisora, number 2 contender. It would tick a lot of boxes. It would be a theoretically, good challenge for Daniel Dubois, even though we all know that Daniel Dubois should it would be an overwhelming favorite to beat Chisora. Number two, it gives Chisora that final last crescendo, last hurrah, whatever nonsense you want to call a fight. Another opportunity to fight for a world title. But a world title that everybody knows he's not going to win. It would be a British, all British. I know Chisora is from Zimbabwe, but he's effectively a Brit, right? It would be that all Brit thing. Chisora still has lots of fans. It could be sold to the casual fans because Chisora has this win over Juggernaut Joe Joyce and a win over Otto Wallin. He's on a run of form. It's the Indian summer. You know how these things go better than I do, right? So what do you think? Could we see Usyk, Parker, Dubois, Chisora? Now, for me, I'm sort of horrified at the thought of Derek Chisora in with Daniel Dubois. As I said, I mean, I'm concerned about Derek Chisora's health. And Daniel Dubois is absolutely not the pillow-fisted Otto Wallin. Daniel Dubois is a very, very dangerous fighter. I mean, I would rate Daniel Dubois, who I'm not a fan of. If you watch this channel, you know I'm not a big Daniel Dubois fan. I would like to be, but I have my strong reservations. Having said that, I'm not seeing that many in the top 5 beating Dubois. And I'm absolutely not seeing Derek Chisora having a chance. But I could see how it would be marketed. Let me know, what do you think about all these possible permutations? It gives Daniel Dubois a title defense that he could, it's a walk in the park for him. It adds a name to his resume. People would be clamoring it when he wins for him to fight the winner of Parker and Usyk. It satisfies Chisora's desire to have that last hurrah. Chisora is still a name. Frank Warren probably doesn't care what happens to Chisora. Let me know. Okay, if you like this video, please like, please subscribe, please share, tell your friends about Canada's boxing channel. That's not just talking Canadian boxing. In fact, doesn't really talk very much Canadian boxing because we don't actually have a lot of Canadian boxing. And spread the word. Most importantly, have a fabulous day. Thanks for watching. Cheers.